Sup, my name is Ray for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. This is a very, very special video, at least for me, discussion-wise. And obviously, as the title says, will Konami ever bring back Backrow hate? Now, I know some of you will make the mention that we have 3 MST, 3 Galaxy Cyclone, as of May 15th. I'm going to address that. But before I do, I'm going to go over the pros and the cons of basically having the Backrow hate. The Backrow hate basically changes the psychological mindset of Yu-Gi-Oh! And when I say that, basically what I'm trying to say, I'm going to dumb it down. Basically, what it breaks down to is you really have to think about what you put face down on the board. Usually more chainable stuff than things that have to be more battle reactive. So it instantly shakes up the game. And a lot of us for a long while have been saying, we want the game to be shaken up. We're tired of the same old crap. So that's why this video came about, just so we're clear. Now, what the problem that most people will see about this is that there's a good chunk of decks that get hurt by it, or maybe get a boost by it, or they only see as Heavy Storm as the OTK enabler. Well, to be fair, those decks that OTK per se are always going to be OTK decks even without Heavy Storm. There's this thing called Trap Stun, just saying. But I'm going to address the Galaxy Cyclone. Now, to be fair, I'm going to reflect here on OCG. I'm not going to say directly of OCG. I'm going to reflect on OCG. OCG does have Galaxy Cyclone. They do have 3 I think it's 2 or 3 MST. They do have Heavy Storm, well, Harpy's Feather Duster now. And the reason for Harpy's Feather Duster now is because Cleaforts. And I'm going to get to that in a minute too. So Galaxy Cyclone, basically we talked about this on Tech Tuesday for a while, and it's actually a secret rare in a new set. It's an MST, and then you can banish it from your graveyard and target a face-up card. So basically it's a double MST. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But it doesn't do what Heavy Storm does. It doesn't do what Feather Duster does. It doesn't massively take out that back row. I have pushed for a long while and say if we had a TCG exclusive card that had said, well, you know, this is a more balanced, tamed version of either one of these cards, whatever the case may be. You know, you don't get a battle phase like that soul charge kind of thing going on, but you can only run one. You can only play one per duel. Something along those lines. But that's not the case that Konami's ever going to do. It took Konami TCG such a long time to bring back BCRA. Just the amount of absurdity there is ridiculous. Now, so we're clear, I have no problem with playing against all the back row. It just, I'm in the mindset that I would like to see the game shaken up, hence why this video has come forth. Once again, I like to address it. Mainly, it gets very, very dull when you're playing against the same thing over and over. And many of you will say, well then Necrots get better. But Necrots have Denko Sekka. And Denko Sekka is pretty much what? It's doing what, guys? It's fucking up your back row. It's fucking it up for days. Now, if Heavy Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster hypothetically were legal, you could play Starlight Road or Huge Revolutions over, and you still have your back row. With Denko Sekka, you're forced to react to it when it hits the board. And if you can't do that, you just got punished. So you have to ask yourself what would be worse. A Cold Wave that is legal at 3, or Heavy Storm that is at 1. What would basically punish you more for having that back row that not everyone enjoys playing through set 5 back row constantly? I mean, I'm not complaining, don't get me the wrong way. I'm trying to create a discussion pool here and see what everyone thinks. And at the same time, trying to entertain you with my thoughts. But what I see with Heavy Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster is not OTK enablers. What I see is a shift in the gameplay. And I'm not saying it needs to be around forever. It can go back, you know, after, say, 6 formats, and then we shake it up for another 6. It's always good in Yu-Gi-Oh! To have that shake-up, but a lot of people seem to forget that. Not everyone has fun playing through 5 back row. And to be fair, tournaments have had more people, YCSs, show and jumps, whatever the hell you want to call them, because they used to be called show and jumps. They had more people back when freaking Heavy Storm was legal, back when formats supposedly sucked. And you can go back to any format and actually see that. You know, the first time Heavy Storm went away, okay, we had Cold Wave, you know, We got a little more inventive about things. Trap Zone became popular, 7 tools, and it was cool. But honestly, the fact that we don't have back row hate to that extent anymore, it gets very dull. Every game starts to play out the same way. You punish your opponent with either Black Rose, Exciton Knight, or Trap Sun or Royal Decree, and then basically, eventually, if it's not Vanity's Emptiness or Skill Drain, something else is going to be a problem for a lot of decks to handle because there's only so much back row hate. And let's be fair here, if you're going to run 2 Galaxy Cyclones and 3 MSTs with 3 Denko Sekkas, you're giving up so much, space inside your deck just to handle back row that in moments that you need a top deck, you won't be able to. Now, certain decks obviously have their own version of Heavy Storm, and when I say this, I'm mainly referring to the fact of heroes having acid. Now, Blackwings also have Delta Crow, but only hits the face down. Really, we don't need back row. Back row hate. I'm playing Fire Fist. Your point is valid because, as I said earlier, your deck would get hurt by it. But as I said earlier too, a shift in the game does need to happen to keep the game exciting for people. Even if you may not agree with that, that's fine enough. In the same light, you can just adjust your deck with the Starlight Road to Huge Revolution's over, and that protects you from Raigeki as well, and Torrential Tribute, and Mirror Force. Things that may stop you. Yosenju have their own counter trap card. And once you have the Pendulum one up, you're protected from Heavy Storm. Decks can adapt, but a lot of people don't like to adapt. And I'm not saying adapting is the key solution to everything here. I'm going to make a reference outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Real quick. Basically, it's like saying when Halo 4 came out, you're supposed to adapt to its new style when Halo 3 was much superior. Not everyone liked Halo 4. A lot of people just wanted to burn it. I'm kind of one of those people. I still played it, but still. And that's kind of the same situation here. Some people never want Harpy's Feather Duster or Heavy Storm to return, and I respect your opinion. I honestly think the game needs it, even if it's just for a little while. It allows some older people who played those formats, enjoyed those formats, to come back in and say, I want to spend money on Yu-Gi-Oh! And you may say that Konami may not be going down that route. Well, to be fair again, we can look at OCG and say they kind of did. And to make that reflection one last time, we also did say we'll probably never see Ring of Destruction or any of those other banned cards come off the TCG ban list. So you got to remember, anything's possible when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Anything, as long as Konami wants it done. So, Feather Duster or Heavy Storm, I'd rather have Heavy Storm, to be fair. It's a little more. I know the whole pendulum thing, but it could be ruled differently. I'm just saying. I'd rather have to give up my own back row for decks that I play back row, and it's kind of silly. So, it's just one of those things that I feel a good shakeup is needed to keep the game exciting. I know some people in the comments will agree, and the other 50%, 60% will not. And I respect your opinion, so let me hear it down in the comments. Why would you not want Heavy Storm or Feather Duster or Back Row Hate to come back? Or why would you? Just sound off in the comments and I will respond to it. I'm not going to retort. I'm going to basically discuss it with you. That's the whole point of this. Just saying. Just really is. Anyway, I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace.